to mute my YouTube. I always forget that. I usually don't say anything until I notice I'm got my YouTube muted. Sometimes I have trouble with the chat showing up right off the very beginning.
There, it shows live.
There you go. Just don't say anything until I notice I'm got my YouTube muted. Sometimes I have trouble with the chat showing up right off the very beginning. See, it's doing it right now, Bill. Is yours doing it?
It shows live.
You got to mute yours.
I did. Just
okay.
Now.
Say mine's muted now. So I'm just going to say hello to the room. Redneck Express. Boy, he's on top of it.
Yeah, I had dinner with Redneck one night.
Oh, did you?
I was up in Denver for a VA appointment.
Oh yeah. He's been on a couple of lives. That's about it. I've never been on live with him, but so yeah. So yeah, we'll wait for a few more people to get into the room. So what we're going to discuss, Bill's going to go over Scrapbook 219, something that he's finds a little interesting, and it's speaking to him. So he's going to share us in on a little of his secrets about Scrapbook 219.
Yeah.
So my plan is that about every 2 weeks I'll have a guest on that, you know, if they want to come on, they can talk about the scrapbook that they like, that's their favorite, or maybe they thought, you know, Forrest was talking to them or speaking to them. So, and then sometime down the road, I'll talk about a couple of scrapbooks that I like. So we'll just wait here, Bill, for a few more people to get into the room. So we were talking, Bill, before we came on live about this picture that's in my background.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you notice sitting on that desk in that picture?
The bracelet that wasn't in the box, according to Jack.
The turquoise bracelet.
Yeah.
Well, this is the cache, the entire cache that Cynthia, Amy Seeks, Matt DeMoss, and Justin Posey went to go pick up. I can't remember the name of the mountain there in New Mexico. So, and I'm pretty sure the date on this is in 2021.
Yeah. So, and wasn't Shiloh pictured with the bracelet on after that date?
Yeah. I'm sure. Well, I'm sure the story that they're being told is when Jack and Forrest met at the lawyer's office, Jack gave Forrest the bracelet, but Forrest gave it back to him. That's the story we've been given. Well, I assume that Jack supposedly put all this stuff in a vault, supposedly. So how did this bracelet end up in this cache? That's what I'd like to know. Especially, maybe it wasn't part of the cache, but ended up in the picture. I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, I don't know how it ended up in there.
Yeah. Well, Tigger is saying this was not the bracelet. Amy Seeks has that bracelet.
Oh, so that's a replica, huh?
Well, it's got 23 beads in it.
Yeah.
It's got 23 beads, and man, it looks almost, I would say it's pretty identical. So, just curious.
Get more like that.
They say it's not the bracelet. I've never seen another bracelet like that.
They never post a high definition picture.
No.
The pictures are all low definition.
Yeah.
You can come up, but the quality's bad.
Yeah. I agree there. Anyway, somebody seems to say, yes, it's a replica. Okay. Well, where is the replica? We've never been shown the replica, right? That I'm aware of.
Right.
If that's the replica, where's it at? I've never seen it. I don't think Amy Seeks or anybody's ever shown that replica.
Yeah, I haven't 3D printed one yet.
Kind of like this, like Rudy Green did with the stick.
Yeah, he 3D printed a bunch of sticks. Well,
Yeah,
the stick, the stick goes back to Moses. When I found the Model A cow, I
yeah,
had one stick I was walking with and another stick over my shoulder with the camera way out on the end of it. You know, and I didn't have the Moses solution hadn't come to me yet, but
yeah,
I realized I'm Moses with the stick.
yeah, yeah. Tigger's, I don't know who Tigger is, but I wish Tigger would just show his name. I mean, you're Bill Gorman. I'm
Yeah,
Brian Gates. I don't know why these people think they have to hide behind a name. You got Steve Klein to Steve Klein.
yeah,
Redneck Express, he's been out there before, but this Tigger person. So
yeah,
says,
we know Troy Barlow. Why must I go? So yeah,
yeah,
at
yeah,
least we.
yeah, exactly. Tigger says, Capro said that Zoe had to have the chest and contents appraised for an IRS gift tax document. Yeah, well, I know the lawyer that supposedly has that IRS gift tax receipt. All you got to do is call them and get it. That's what I've been told by the New Mexico court system. They
Well,
gave me his phone number and said you need to contact them. But I haven't done it.
you
I'm
see
not
now
really into all that.
they think they got the treasure. They think they got it and they spoiled it, but there was other treasure, Forrest. That wasn't the only thing he treasured.
Yeah, yeah,
He treasured his family.
yeah,
And where does his family go? In the car. They go in the car.
yeah, yeah,
So there's yeah, that car was a part of the family.
yeah. Okay,
Um,
well, after all that, we're going to share this. We're going to share the
you
screen
know,
and we'll go ahead, Bill.
the coffee can is a reflection of the car. It has a bullet hole in it. You put a stick in it. Yeah.
So yeah, let me know when you can see the scrapbook here.
It's well, I see it, but I don't. It's not. I don't know why it might. The YouTube is lagging 20. Yeah, it's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All righty. So we got scrapbook 219, October 2019. It says good food times in Santa Fe. It says today is Saturday, October the 26th, and that means it's chili cookout time at Christ Church in Santa Fe.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hold it right there because there's already something important there.
Okay.
October 26th is the day of the shootout at the OK Corral.
Okay.
The bullets.
The bullets. Yeah. You talk about
Bullets.
bullets a lot. Yeah.
OK Corral. The
Yeah.
magic bullet.
Yeah.
They go down.
I attended the event last year, and that experience demanded that I not miss it this one. Miss it this one. It says the temp is about 50. The sun is shining full bloom, and the wind is not but a wisp. So I drove about 15 blocks downhill to the church. The parking lot was packed, so I had to walk a short distance past an antique car show to get in. So that's the first paragraph. There's a lot going on there.
That was important, don't you?
What's that?
Because this is the story of the chili cook-off.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it's chili cook-off. What are we doing at a car show?
there's a lot of information in that one little paragraph right there.
I was walking back to my car when I hit it, but that wasn't the car I drove there. It was the car I left there years ago that I was walking back to.
Yeah, yeah,
That special one that I spent all those trips going to Yellowstone, staring out the window.
yeah,
Not the schoolhouse, the car. He
right.
didn't mention the car because it's too important.
Yep. Of course, there's a reference to a parking lot there.
Yeah, the park. Oh, there's going to be two parking spaces,
Yeah.
and one is for the '57 T-Bird,
Uh-huh.
Suzanne Summers' car,
Yeah. Yeah.
where where Harrison Ford was racing for titles for the Golden 32 Coupe, right?
Yeah.
It was a 1930 or 32 Ford Model A
Hmm. Yeah.
yellow car,
The
and he
chili
was
cook-off the chili cook-off they had there was a benefit. And
yeah.
I remember when Sasha did this scrapbook, which she was really good at them. I wish she still had her
But she
stuff
missed the fact facts that I already covered.
up. But she actually had the itinerary that happened that day for the chili cook-off. I thought was interesting.
Yeah,
So yeah, I thought that was interesting.
yeah,
So the second paragraph, that church must be the friendliest place in the whole country. Two of the three pastors worked their way through the crowd to shake my hand. I notice how he says they they wanted to shake his hand, Forrest's hand,
yeah.
but
Uh-huh.
only two of the three pastors.
Well, he's probably given the church a lot of money.
Yeah. One of them was John Stanbridge. He's
Yeah,
originally from Caryville, Texas. So we had to talk about barbecue. Well, Texas is big on barbecue, that's for sure.
yeah. And Forrest told me to take that Model A cowl I have to Texas. He said them Texans really love that stuff.
Yeah. He's also bearded, and I couldn't let that pass without a comment. But then to the chili line. I like how he references the beard.
Yeah.
The beard. Anytime you want me to stop, you just holler. I'm gonna go paragraph by paragraph here.
Moses was bearded too. So yeah, it's a thing with preachers. I'm surprised he didn't go to a synagogue to that would have clued in Moses too much. So
Yeah. Yeah, Moses was bearded. Of course, most everybody was bearded back then.
they didn't have Bic razors.
No, they didn't. 22 crock pots were all lined up in a row. There's the number 22. They were full of 22 different kinds of chili, all plugged in and steaming hot. I read some of the labels: beef, chicken, buffalo, meat, gluten-free, and green. I'm sure each recipe was a very closely guarded family secret. I like the way he talks about it being a family secret.
Yeah,
And it's funny how he talks about the chili. You know, he's got beef, chicken, buffalo, meat, gluten free, and green.
yeah. Forget about the car show.
Yeah. And that's not the only time um, he mentions green in this scrapbook too.
Yeah,
My plan was to check each one. It was a contest to see who was the best chili cook, and I planned to vote. The first pot I tried had some thin white pasta things in it. I never saw pasta in chili before, and I'm sure the chili purist would disapprove. Anyway, I put a little in my bowl and sat down to eat. When no one was looking, I removed a Tabasco bottle from my pocket and sprinkled some on. So yeah, I like how he mentions the Tabasco, hot.
yeah,
Um, so it brings me to like he's talked a lot about radiators before.
yeah, yeah. And where warm water is fault, the heater, the warm water in your car halts. You have to stop and put water in.
Yeah. And I've always wondered when he said begin it at warm waters, halt. Well, warm waters to me is going to be different than to you than different than anybody else, you know.
Um,
Yeah, I can remember being, up in Cody, Wyoming at the hotel, and they had a pool and a hot tub. And I can remember dipping my toe. Remember the old dip your toe in it thing?
yeah,
I remember dipping my toe in the pool going, wait a minute, that feels pretty good. Until I
yeah,
got in, I was like, this is freaking cold.
uh-huh,
And like your toe is no judge for what kind of, the water.
uh-huh,
So then I went over to the hot tub. I'm like, well, this has got to be much better. So I dipped my toe in there. I'm like, feels pretty good to me. I got in.
yeah,
I'm like, holy crap, this is hot. So I had to get out. So
yeah.
what I learned was no, your toe is not a good judge of water temperature.
And even the hot tub, I had a hot tub, and the one thing that failed the most was the temperature sensor.
Yeah,
You go to get in there and it's 120 degrees and it's supposed to says it's 105. It's like no
yeah,
way. That kind of temperature will cook you.
yeah, yeah.
Know, it's not good for
So
you. That
have you ever had pasta in your chili before?
um, no, no, but I thought about putting pot in it.
Uh, yeah, I
Pot,
think I would think if you put pasta in chili, it's probably going to be it's going to be more like a chili soup with pasta. I'm
uh,
assuming.
kind of like spaghetti,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of a bean spaghetti.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, so we got the Tabasco part in there. Talk about the
Chili
pasta. Okay.
cook-offs. I mean, somebody's going to show up at the chili cook-off with some marijuana chili.
I wouldn't doubt
Hey,
it.
that'll be the last chili cook-off the church has.
Yeah, I would say. I well a lot of well nowadays depends on what church you go to, I'm sure too. Okay, the pasta chili was good, really good, and a little out of it just made me hungrier. A little of it just made me hungry. So back in the line, I pretended to walk up and down, checking out the other 21 crocs. So he's already he that one croc, he did that. Now he's looking at the other 21 crocs. So
Yeah,
crocodiles, crocs.
yeah. They didn't have any coffee with a bullet hole in the coffee can. Uh,
There's the old
like
bullet
the
hole.
car with a bullet hole in it out in the car show,
Yeah.
or oh, there was that silver thing. Oh, sorry, I forgot. There's that Coors bullet in there.
Yeah. Knowing full well, let's see, I'm back up here. Out of the other 21 crocs, knowing full well that I would end up back the number 5 croc. So the number 5 croc. So he was going to go back to the number 5 croc, the pasta chili croc. So that was the pasta chili croc was number 5. Heck with the contest. I was seriously focused on not at all interested in being distracted. I don't know who made the pasta chili, but I'd like to put her on my Christmas card list. So we
I'm sure. I'll bet you Kelly or Zoe made that pasta.
could be. I've never thought about that, but that could be.
He's going to vote for his family's chili.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. That very well could be. I've never even thought about that, Bill, but you could be right.
I think that was Kelly or Zoe made that.
The other 299 people who past the croc line depleted the respected pots pretty fast, and as soon as one got low, it was quickly filled again. I like the way he puts that. The other 299 people. So
Yeah.
not counting him, there was 300 even.
Yeah,
Does 300,
exactly. 100.
what does 300 tell you? Is 300 tell you anything?
Uh, well, 300. What was it? The war between the Greeks and the
Yeah,
the movie 300, right?
right. So I'll
What?
throw something out there. So the 299 to me, Bill. So you got the two. So you got A equals one, B equals two, C equals three, and so on.
Oh,
You got number two is B. And you got the nine, which is I.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what if it was
Or
300?
or you
In
can say two
301,
I's.
isn't that a bullet?
Yeah. So I've always looked at it as a BII, buys, or I look at it as the number two and two I's, two I's, or think about page 99,
Well,
two
capitalized look like
299s. So 299s could correlate to um, two maps that are completely alike from each other. In
eh,
other words, they're mirrored maps, two locations that resemble each other. I always wondered about that.
no, well, that's subtle. That's what subtle is.
Yeah,
Subtle means it it's like this, but it's not this.
right.
You know, like there's a bullet hole in the airplane, and what you're looking for has a bullet hole in it. You know, like the
Yeah,
coffee pot has a bullet hole. The Buffalo Cowboy car has a bullet hole photoshopped on it in the book.
yeah.
And, and and that car wasn't going to be running with a bullet hole in the gas tank.
That's true. It wouldn't run, would it?
You know, and, and when I did my video with I think I had the stick stuck in the hole in the cowl with the camera on it and filmed myself.
Yeah.
That just like he put the stick in the coffee can.
Okay, on to the next paragraph. There were other things to eat also, like veggie queso, cornbread, green and red salsa with chips. There's your green and red. Regular mac and cheese, sour cream, and beans cooked in tequila and beer. I hope somebody around there had a liquor license. A volunteer wandered through the tables carrying large pitchers of ice water. So yeah,
You know, it says on Jack's collar,
what's that?
has his name Jack, and it says liquor license. Licker.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot going on just in that little paragraph right there. You know, yeah,
Somebody had to be drunk.
got these
That's why that
reference.
pot is out, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have rum cake for dessert.
So Troy, why must I go? Said in the chat, said, tell Bill that I love his latest video about Jack and Tucker.
Yeah, yeah. Jack put up the video in December on December 12th, 2019. I uploaded a video with my dog Jack saying he smelled it out. He went over and peed on the treasure, and so this video, it's like, hey, you know, because 11 months after Jack, I put that video up with Jack, Justin came up with his bronze sniffing dog.
Go figure.
Named Tucker. And you know where the car was? It was at Tucker Ponds.
Interesting.
That's tired and weak is Tuckered Ponds. He's
Yeah.
Tucker. That's why I was there. That's where the wood is at Tucker Ponds.
Tired and weak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next paragraph. A bunch of costumed little kids were running around everywhere, a few being chased by their moms who were also in costume. So they were all dressed in costumes. That was a holiday chili chili cook off for a fundraiser. It was a recipe for chaos, but it wasn't. It was just fun. I think the kid contest was won by Zorro. There you go, Zorro. Does Zorro tell you anything? The mask.
Um,
Wait a minute. Whoa. Let me say it. The masked man Jack.
I was down in Houma, Louisiana when they were filming that thing with Melanie Griffith and who was her husband, the guy that did Zorro.
Uh,
What's his name? But yeah, and Zorro, I don't know. Zorro left his mark, right?
yeah,
So somebody had left a mark. Somebody left a mark.
it was
You know,
Zorro, wasn't
it yeah, like Zorro's Superman, right? You know?
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
they that stuff either
Yeah.
because because Superman is supposed to be bulletproof, but
Yeah.
not against kryptonite bullets.
Says I think the kid contest was won by Zorro, but the adult contest was much more complex. The serious competitors were three ladies wearing huge hats made of feathers, leaves, and something else. So reminds me of the biddies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and the biddies were trying to keep him from getting run over by a car.
Yeah.
You know, if you got in the street, it'll hit you.
Yeah.
It will hit you. It,
That car was probably a bullet, wasn't it?
yeah, it's a projectile.
Yeah.
Cars, arrowheads were old fashioned before they had rocket propelled bullets. They had
Yeah.
rubber band bullets.
Right. Okay. My favorite had dangerous looking red hair under a pull down feather fedora. It was a rather striking ensemble. Sorry, striking ensemble. The runner up was a young looking middle aged woman who had really short green hair. She was soothing to look at, so I was just watched her. What do you think about that?
Rose was probably the redhead.
Well, could be, but there's another reference to red and green again.
The one that told me that she had the emerald ring.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah,
another reference to red and green again.
yeah.
It's been a while since I've looked at all these scrapbooks, and I told myself before I got really busy this last week, and I told myself I needed to sit down and read this and make some notes, and I never got it done. So I apologize for that. So I'm kind of just letting you, give me your interpretation of the scrapbook. So
Yeah.
okay, a few dogs of caribou size were there also. I checked them out and decided that none were as cute as Willie.
That's because Jack wasn't there.
It's because Jack wasn't there.
Yeah, yeah. Jack, I take him to Domino's and they just love him. Oh, does he want some treats? Yeah, and I want my pizza too.
Tucker was out back sniffing for bronze.
Yeah. Uh, oh, I don't know if Jack humped Forrest Fenn's leg at Fenbury 2019 or what, but I know he humped somebody's leg. Barbara watched Jack for a minute. Well, I don't remember what I did or whatever. She asked she can watch him for a minute, whatever. I don't know. But there turns out pictures of Jack that I don't remember everybody taking pictures of Jack at the
Yeah.
Fenbury. But Forrest, that's when Forrest at 2019 Fenbury, he said, I need to know your dog's name. And that was after he said, are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? It's like the only person who is a threat is the person who knows his secret. I said, three may keep a secret if two of them are dead. That's quoting Benjamin Franklin. Are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? And then
So
he was laughing.
what February was that? Was that 2000?
20,
Was that 2018 or 2019?
last one, 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
So, is there any video of the 2019 February still up? Does
Oh
anybody have any video?
Gay Dolphin has some.
Yeah, yeah. Is it still? Does he still have it up?
I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think he's afraid of anything to delete anything.
yeah. I think it's been a long time since I've seen it, but the question I had about that was there was a couple of people look like they were taking video. I didn't. So there's got to be video out there other than Gadelkin's, right?
Jens has video of me that he had from there that
Yeah,
he hadn't shown.
yeah. I was thinking
Um,
that maybe that's not the February I'm thinking. Maybe it was 2018. I remember there being, I saw pictures and I'm like, well, I've never seen that guy before. And he looked like a professional video photographer. So I was just curious, if there were other people at these
yeah,
Februaries.
the guy from Australia was there, and uh, yeah, he was there because that was 2019. I was wearing my Double Blazers shirt.
Yeah,
The 2017, I was wearing the shirt with the Harvey the Rabbit and Forrest.
yeah, yeah. I remember the 2019 one because see, I didn't get into the chase till 2019. And
Yeah.
I didn't even know about these Fimborees. So I'm on my second boots on the ground, July 4th, when you all were at Fimboree. So I'm on my boots on the ground and I hear about this Fimboree. I'm like, oh crud, I never even heard about this. What is this? And I was like, I was so disappointed that I kind of missed that. But on the flip side is I was boots on the ground and I enjoyed that. So
Yeah. Well, I think the reason that was the last one, and I about had to catch him from falling back. He was starting to fall backwards. I put my hands up, and he caught himself just before he got to my hands.
yeah, yeah,
And because his balance was off, and he wasn't too steady
yeah,
walking and stuff. He refused to use a cane or a walk. He didn't want to appear like Troy and disabled.
yeah. uh, you're gonna get us in trouble.
Troy shoots at me all the time. He shoots at me all the time.
All right, let's see. Where were we at here? Let's see. A few dogs. Talk about the dogs. My path to the door was almost blocked by the dessert trough. I liked how he calls it a dessert trough. I needed I didn't even want to think about it because I was totally totaled out. What a choice of words.
Yeah, he totaled out. The
Yeah.
car was
Talking about the bullet?
the Forrest Fenn is a car, and he was wrecked, and that's what I got. Is I got his wrecked car.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got part of his wrecked car. The rest of the car was like almost a mile away.
Yeah, yeah,
From where this part was. Somebody took that off the car on the other side of the highway and put it in this meadow
uh,
because the meadows were the words letters WOOD. It was in the D, the runway part of the lowercase d,
I
not the roundabout.
yeah. So does the word trough mean anything to you? Just out of curiosity.
Well, a trough is usually straight, right? Like a runway.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Well, I was thinking like a horse's trough or something like that.
when I was a kid, we lived on this walnut orchard, and there was a cattle trough. There was a concrete cattle trough that was maybe 3 feet off high, and
Yeah.
it was just rectangular concrete cattle trough. My dad cleaned it all up and he painted it, and that was our swimming pool when I was 4 years old.
Oh wow.
Well, I didn't get to use it much because I burned my back off in the shower.
No, that's
All
not
this
good.
when I was four, me and my brothers in the shower, and I thought it was too hot, and so I thought I was turning the cold up, and I turned the hot up, and the hot water started spraying on my back, and I was at the far end of the tub, kept slipping, and it kept spraying on my back, and yeah, my mother said all the skin on my back from my neck past my butt was laying in the tub in one sheet. Yeah, it was bad. It was, and my back was a scab for months.
Uh-huh.
I remember. I don't remember pain. Oh, the only pain I remember is when it happened,
When it
but I
happened.
don't have pain after that.
Yeah, it's amazing how pain can. A lot of times, pain will just last a few seconds, and then it's kind of like, well, that's not too bad.
Yeah, and yeah, you kind of forget about how painful that was.
Yeah, yeah.
Women will say that after, like your mother. Ask your mother.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bring that up. She'd be like, well, she's not here anymore, but she would be like, yeah, you guys have it too easy.
Yeah, my mother died of cancer when Forrest had cancer.
Yeah, that's my mom's same here.
It's
Think she
1980.
died. She died of pancreatic cancer.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I
My
know.
mother's was all over, outside her, not inner colon, but outside her, and on her spine, and it was bad.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what cancer it is. It's not
Yeah.
good. You hate to really see people go through all have to go through that. And I'm
Well, she
luckily
helped
I've
me.
been lucky.
I had a lot of ghosts helping me, just like um, what's his name in Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp. You know,
Johnny Depp.
I had all my friends. I had a friend that I rescued. I found him. He had a stroke, and I got him. I got him back to his car off the trail, and called the ambulance for him. That they airlifted him to Portland because he had a major stroke and he lost his left side. He couldn't use.
Uh-huh.
But he told me when he died he was going to help me.
That's good.
So I figured I'd employ all the ghosts I know.
You know a lot of ghosts, then.
Yeah, I know a lot. I've been on Facebook for 12 years, and got at least a dozen friends on there that have died.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you got a lot of
and
angels.
my friend Mike and his girlfriend Sharon. This guy worked out every day, 40 minutes a day, working out with his weights and getting his cardio done and all that stuff. And about 5 years ago, she called me up. Mikey's dead. Oh man, you know, and there's nothing you can do to make that woman who just lost the guy, calm down.
Right, right.
Nothing you can do can settle them.
No, no, you can't. Well, you know, yeah, it's definitely you got to have to wait a little bit and then talk to them.
Yeah, my parents show up in my dreams.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Pretty neat. My mother took me to a party in Hollywood in an Escalade.
And that's
And there weren't Escalades when she died in 89,
I would say, yeah, there was not Escalades back then.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything was free, and the caterers were all church volunteers. Those people really know how to put on a do. You have to love the Christ Church. I have friends and a daughter who attend service there regularly. Maybe I'll start going more often. Well, there's not too much in there. I mean, your basic. Did you get anything out of that?
Um,
That was one of those paragraphs, it's,
well, he's letting you know it's his daughter's church that
yeah,
his daughter's religious, at least one of them.
yeah, yeah. A friend
um,
of his daughter. Yep.
but yeah, it, it and he's shown you that he's not anti-religion. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, he's
Yeah.
a spiritual person knows about all the religions and
Yes.
and and, and gets their spirituality from the best parts of each of them.
Yeah.
And they throw the dogma out the window.
Well, they all have their basic fundamental, you know, beliefs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, some of the other things are a little different. Nuance. There are little nuances and stuff. They have.
Well,
Like you got the Catholics and the Protestants and the Methodists and the Baptists, but basically they're all the same. When I was a kid back in high school, a couple of friends of mine, we went to church, and I think I got baptized when I was 16 or 17 years old. Well, after that, we thought, it'd be pretty cool to go see the other churches. We went to a Southern Baptist, we went to the Baptist church, we went to the Methodist church, just to see what the difference between all of them, and that was interesting just to see the different ones as a young person like that.
yeah, my brother he quit his job at Ford, uh, changing oil on their company cars. He quit that job to go to a monastery. He got kicked out of the monastery for going to the other churches on the weekend.
Mhm. Got kicked out of the monastery, huh? Did you freeze? Looked like
No,
you froze.
no, no, no. He 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 uh he turned his religion into racism.
Oh boy. Okay, moving
Yeah,
on. Let's see.
yeah.
We got 3 paragraphs and we're done. The way to my car took me through the antique auto show. About 20 were being shown off, and it was interesting. One silver thing was so low that if you were riding in it down the road, your jockey shorts would be about 8 inches above the asphalt. What do you think of that?
Um, that's the silver bullet, the Coors Silver Bullet.
Cruiser?
And Charlton, there's a collector piece,
Uh-huh.
the Charlton Heston Silver Bullet. You can look it up.
Yeah.
And C Heston is Chest. you know,
Yeah.
and he's also Moses. That's
Mhm.
why the guy with the beard earlier was important. But that's the silver bullet is the bullet, the car. The you know,
Yep.
that's the
Yep.
silver thing. It's a race car, yeah. It's a silver bullet, and your butt's 4 inches off the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. So, after I just now had this thought, I didn't have this thought before, but it's funny how he talks about his jockey shorts would be about 8 inches above the asphalt. Well, what would be 8 inches below the ground?
The skid
Treasure-
marks.
The treasure chest?
The
The
skid
treasure
marks. That's why
chest?
he's in underwear.
Bigger
If
than
you
the
turn
treasure chest?
the story about the scrapbook about Moses has the pictures of Moses, and he said the treasure's not on a precipice. Well, Moses is on the precipice of the second step to your den. He's right on the edge of the step. He didn't put him back away. He's got him right up on the edge of the step because he's the catcher in the rye standing on that crazy cliff, watching the
Right.
people, you know. And then where did they find Forrest? On the steps to his den, right in front of Moses,
Yeah.
with Abraham Lincoln's hat next to his desk, and his shoes were off. Moses, take your shoes off. You're on holy ground. You know,
Right. Right. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I don't talk about that too much, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I hear you.
and he wanted to die with clean underwear.
Yeah.
And there's Moses has a wooden knot right in his butt, like he pooped his pants. Is what Moses.
Uh, So I speak of dust. A speck of dust would not dare land on that thing. I asked the owner if it would go 500 miles an hour, and he said, "Not with me in it."
Will it go as fast as bullet?
Yeah, yeah. So, what does anything else speak to you about the?
And Forrest went 500 miles an hour in his jet
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
That's so
I thought it was
funny.
interesting. I asked the owner if it would go 500 miles an hour. Well, of course it would. No car goes 500 miles an hour.
My F-100 did.
Yeah.
and, and he left it in the middle of the runway.
Now,
Oh, the back half of the airplane was torn off. Well, that's why I only have the front part of the car
yeah, yeah.
because the back half was torn off. And it's in the middle of the runway, just like his airplane that he dropped the tail hook and
Yeah.
yeah, an
Uh,
anchor chain.
Next one here. My favorite though was a strikingly blue 1956 Ford Thunderbird. It had a V8 engine with 255 horsepower. There were only 15,631 made, and it sold new for 3,151. What are those
And,
numbers? I'll speak to you.
that was Suzanne Summers' car in American Graffiti, and Richard Dreyfuss wanted to chase after her, and Ron Howard, yeah, we're not going to chase girls for you all night,
Yeah,
you know, and yeah, that was the thrill of the chase was chasing the girls.
right.
You know, the thrill of the chase is your life from when you're born to when you die. And he didn't plan on it ending. He planned on it ending with his death,
Uh-huh.
and he was going to have the name of the person and all that. But he had to come up with something else and all because things he had to uh he had to jerry rig some stuff to make it come out like he wanted,
Yeah,
you know. And
yeah,
he saw that people are going to cause problems for whoever gets it.
right.
So he came up with this fake Jack.
Yeah.
This named after my Jack, and then his dog's named after me, Willie. You
Willie
know,
Bill. Yep.
out in the cold, in the snow, and that and the other video, the baby is cold. When I went outside my RV to start my generator, and I shut the door, and it locked itself. I was stuck out in the cold. I had to break the window to get in.
That's not good.
I fixed the window.
So I wonder, so, reading that one little paragraph there, he said there were only 15,631 made. I wonder if anybody ever checked that number to see if that's correct. I can't remember when Sasha did that scrapbook if she mentioned something about that. Been too long ago. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the last paragraph here. I drove home in my dirty Jeep Grand Cherokee. It was made the fact that he calls it dirty must have been on some gravel roads. It was made in the US in June of 2011. It says on the side that it's trail rated, and I'm not completely sure about what that means. The odometer reads 19,139 miles. The right side mirror is broken, and the back left tire is 2 pounds low. I had no idea how many horsepower the engine has, and I don't even care. That car has always taken me there and brought me back again. We're a team, and that's all that matters to me. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what points out to me is, he's talking about the dirty Grand Cherokee. It's dirty. Talking about it's not rated.
Yeah,
Um,
another vehicle has nothing to do with the chili cook-off.
yeah, yep,
And the mirror was broken. I think of Boston. Don't look back.
yeah. Well, it's
He,
just a reference to it's a reference to mirror, whether it's broke or whether it's not. It's a reference to a mirror. He's talking about a mirror again.
it was out of his hands, and he wasn't looking back.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I, he was proceeding on, and and the chase wasn't supposed to end until he died.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he knew he was going to die soon. He knew he was dying, and he told us he was going to go when, where, and how he chose.
Yeah.
And the only way you do that is to take yourself out.
Right.
You look quickly down. The bullet goes in the chamber alone. You can't put two bullets in the chamber.
Yeah.
And it goes in the barrel, the cannon down with a blazing flash, and then the bullet goes down the canyon through the barrel,
Right.
and he buried it in his thoughts.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about the June of 2011. I couldn't tell you either one of my cars when they were made, but Forrest can remember that though. He throws that 2011 out there. There's a lot of
Yep.
numbers in this scrapbook. I can tell you that. A lot of
Forrest
numbers.
could officially say that he buried it in his mind.
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember if this is the scrapbook. I was interested in this scrapbook, but I want to say one of these numbers, either the 15,000 or the 19,000 or something like.
All these numbers go together.
What's that?
Or maybe the numbers go together.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was looking at zip codes,
Okay. 15,631 times 3,151.
I couldn't tell you what that is without calculator.
But that might be bet it's in the millions.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it is. But I remember I think I did those numbers as zip codes just to see where it would take you, just for fun,
49 million.
I like the way so he calls it a Jeep Grand Cherokee, but yet in those last two sentences it says that car. So would you call a Jeep Grand Cherokee a car? I thought it was interesting he calls it a car.
Yeah, he called it a car. When that's why I kept saying when at the Femboree, Private Eye comes up to me. Would you like your picture with Forrest? I said, sure. Well, give me your phone. I'll take the picture. I set up the phone and hand it to him. And then I go, well, where's Forrest? And I turn, he's right there. The picture's taken. Forrest doffing his hat, doing the hand of God, Athena, hand of offering sign. And then he hands the hat to Shiloh and tells Shiloh, get mildew from the car for me.
Uh-huh.
He called it a car.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He still called it a car. It's a Jeep, but he called it it's a car. It's a vehicle.
Yeah. Because I think Tigger's got it right. He's like, no, it's a Jeep. I think if I had a Jeep, I mean, I know what Jeeps cost. They're expensive. So if I had a Jeep, I sure as heck wouldn't call it a car.
And he says, and Shiloh was walking back to my car.
But But then, he's talking about horsepower again too. There's another reference. So you've got trough, you've got the horsepower mentioned twice. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting scrapbook. You can go so many different ways with this scrapbook. But I wanted to, you said this was one of your favorite ones and spoke to you, so that's why I had you on.
It's supposed to be about a chili cook-off, and it's about cars.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Well, the thing that I remember, the one thing that I do remember Sasha talking about this scrapbook was the fact he left one thing out that was on the itinerary for the chili cook-off. And that was they played bingo.
Yeah, bingo, the
Yeah,
car.
yeah. Like, yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool how she came, had that itinerary.
What else? You have bingo. They play at the church too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or traditionally it's church or the town hall or whatever.
Well, so with bingo, what do you have? You have letters and numbers.
Yeah.
So if 5 leaves in here, he's probably freaking out right now. He's probably like, "I told you it's a cipher. It's a cipher."
Somebody had called bingo.
Yeah, that could be. You could be right.
I sent him the pictures of Moses early 2018, January 2018,
Yeah.
and then that's when the things were coming out from Dale that he's doesn't want any more emails, and I was respecting that,
Yeah.
Yeah. I hadn't heard from him since 2018.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last email I got from him said thank you. That's it. He says thank you. Very last one.
Well, I enjoyed having you on. Go ahead.
He's telling us that this Jeep Cherokee wasn't even made until after the treasure was hidden. It says 2011 the car was built. It was built in June of 2011.
Yeah.
So if the treasure was supposedly hidden in 2009, 2010, this car wasn't even on the assembly line yet.
Yeah. So do you remember what else happened in 2011? Wasn't that Jack Stoof and Sarah Palin incident?
Maybe. No, that was an election year.
Was that 2010 or 2011?
Or 2012?
No, it wasn't 12.
Or it was when he was running against Palin and John McCain.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, but it was the year before election year. 2000. It was 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012. So it happened in 2011, didn't it? I think.
Well, the car was built in June of 2011.
Yeah.
No, but he said he drove the car that he drove. There's one interview he said it was a Ford Granada. What's a Granada? It's a grenade, the bomb. The Ford Model G. You take all these Fords and you turn them into but he never mentioned the Model A. He didn't mention the Model A airplane, he mentioned the Model B car, the Model C plane, the Model D plane, D's and F's, but he never mentioned the A, which is the big letter at the start of the poem.
The Jack Stoof Sarah Palin thing was in 2011.
Yeah, and I've said that if Jack Stoof was real, Sarah Palin would have sued him. Who did she sue? She sued the New York Times.
Yeah.
Because Jack was working for the New York Times. And the story from Justin Posey was in New York Magazine, not New Yorker or not New York Times, but New York Magazine, or might have been New York Post. I don't know. You know what I mean? So Jack has always worked with these media places that Barbarisi works for, that Doug works for, and all these, you know, they're all in that New York media. You know,
Oh yeah,
if you don't have somebody promoting you in New York City, you're not going anywhere.
they were definitely all intertwined. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and they all into sports. Barbarisi was a sports writer.
Yeah.
Jack Stoof's brother was a Major League Baseball advertising executive
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever, you know. Um, but
Yeah.
and,
Well, Bill,
and Forrest never wanted to talk about his cars.
what's that?
He never wanted to talk about what cars, what car he rented, or you know, this car, that car. I'm not. No, no, not. He didn't want because the car was too much of a clue. And
But
Car Road is the road on the north side of the Fenn School in Concord, Massachusetts.
yeah, you
So
could
it's
all right, Bill.
there's Forrest Fenn right there because a Forrest Fenn is a car because a, a Fenn is muddy bog, a car is a muddy bog with trees or woods in it. So that makes it a car.
Yeah.
His bones were the bones of a car.
Yep. Yep.
Skeleton. That's all I got was a skeleton.
Well, Bill, I want to tell you thanks for coming on and sharing your thoughts on your scrapbook there that you liked.
Did it piss him off that I took that car?
Take it. Do you think they did?
Was I supposed to leave it there for somebody else to claim? I
You
don't.
still
The
you
reason
still
I
have
took it, nobody
you
else
still
can
have the
claim.
body, don't you?
It's just the cowl.
Yeah.
It's the cowl with firewalls all bent up and twisted. I'm probably gonna take
Yeah.
that off because it's sharp and dangerous.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's been about an hour now, so I've got some stuff I've got to get done. I'd love to sit here and chat, but
Yeah. And did anybody notice I was on the throne the whole time?
I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to watch chat a little bit, but I was kind of letting them do their thing and chat. So yeah, you're
I'm,
sitting on the throne.
I'm joking about what kind of throne.
I like your Hard Rock Cafe. Where's that from? What's city? Oh, Athens. Oh, that's right. You went to Athens. Yeah.
So
That
is
was a
this
nice trip.
my double A, my alpha, my double alpha Alexander and Athena coin.
Oh, wow. That was
The,
probably
the,
an awesome trip.
that's the opposite of double omegas. That's double alphas.
Yeah. 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 That's really cool.
Yeah, I really into the since I went there. I think I brought a Greek god home with me.
You
He's over
stowed it
there.
away in your luggage. Oh, well,
No,
Bill,
I brought a spear in my luggage. I
really.
bought a little statue and it had a little spear that you could pull out. It's you could actually you know you kill a small animal with it. Probably kill a person with it if you hit him in the right spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to watch that movie I was telling you about, Gray Owl?
Yeah. Well, I saw the preview, what it's about, and stuff.
Yeah.
I seen the movie. I saw the preview though, and
Yeah.
yeah,
It's really good. It's all based on a true story.
yeah, he wasn't Native American, and
Yeah.
I
He
watched the
told that,
documentary. That's how I know a lot about it. Yeah,
yeah, the
because I saw.
documentary. Yeah.
Is that all that is? A documentary?
Yeah. Well, no, this is actually a movie. It's
Oh
got
yeah, yeah.
Pierce
Watch the
Brosnan in it.
documentary. Without the movie Hollywood drama added in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It was put together pretty good. I mean, I don't know how close all that is, but yeah.
like pictures of Normandy happening.
Uh,
There saw a video of that, and there's like 6 guys on the beach. You know, it's not 100 troops all getting mowed down. You know,
right.
but
Right.
maybe only two-third, half of them maybe made it across there, across the beach.
Yeah, that was D-Day you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's
That was on
why.
June, that's a June 6th thing too, isn't it?
Yeah, that's bullets.
Yeah. That's my birthday.
Yeah, I was named after my great after my granduncle. Or,
Uh-huh.
no, he's yeah, he'd be granduncle because he's my mother's uncle.
Uh-huh.
So it's
You
my
know what?
my grandmother's brother. He was William Shady,
Yeah.
and uh, I was told 101st Airborne, but I've seen him with 99th or something, and yeah, other Pat. He was with the airborne that flew that dropped into Burgoyne to rescue the American troops that were trapped in Burgoyne. He was part of that rescue mission and got killed there. He was a Army airborne. I think he I don't know if he jumped from a glider or landed in a glider.
They were asking me what my hat said. Nothing important. It just says Lakeview Motor Express. That's all it says on it. Nothing important. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a clue or nothing like that. It's not a hint.
It is. It's got motors, cars.
See, I'm a Vikings fan. So I wasn't going to take my Vikings hat and tear it up so I could put horns in it. I wasn't going to do that. So I took this old hat and did it. Matter of fact, it's not even a Viking thing. So when my kids were younger, I used to dress up like a rodeo clown for Halloween. So this is my hat. This was my hat, for my rodeo clown.
My school was the Irvington Vikings,
Oh yeah.
and our the uniforms are just like the Minnesota Vikings.
Are they really? That's
Yeah,
the way
they
with a
look
lot of schools.
like,
Yeah.
So I come from that, and I am descended from Odin, or from yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The Chiefs play the Dolphins Saturday night at 6 o'clock. It's going to be about 10 degrees in Kansas City.
Oh yeah, it's 20 here.
Yeah. I was wondering what your weather was there.
Yeah, who are they playing?
The Dolphins, Miami Dolphins,
Who are they playing?
Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs.
The
Huh?
Chiefs are playing. Who are they playing?
Miami Dolphins and the Chiefs are playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Vikings fan, but I'm from Missouri, so I'm definitely a Chiefs fan, of course.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Oakland,
Yeah.
so
So are
I'm
you a
not for
Raiders fan?
the Dolphins.
Oakland where?
Oakland, the
Oh,
Oakland. The Oakland that we all know of.
yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I was the last white man born in Oakland. Same. Yeah. I won't even want to mention that. I was same year, same place as what's his name that did Forrest Gump?
Oh, oh gosh. Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I made you forget him for a second.
Yeah.
That's that part of your memory.
Yeah.
The older you get, you're born with a certain amount of memory, and the older you get, the fuller it gets. That's why you don't remember as many things because my hard drive is full.
That's a good excuse. I like that.
My hard drive's full. I'm running double space.
Yeah, I've been a Vikings fan since I was a kid. I did like the Green Bay Packers for a short time, but then I turned to a Vikings fan pretty fast. I liked watching the Fran Tarkington run around the field.
Or break his leg.
Yeah.
Oh, snap! I remember I was watching that when it happened. Snap!
That wasn't Fran Tarkington.
Who
Joe Theismann, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't break his thigh. He broke his lower leg,
Yeah,
didn't he?
lower. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I broke the fibula once. But
Oh, that's not.
Forrest, one picture with him and the bullet, he's wearing his leather jacket
Yeah, yeah.
or leather sweater. To have that leather sweater, he had to be at least on a junior varsity sports team.
Yeah, he said he played basketball, didn't he?
And that's probably what he got it for. But
Yeah.
usually he'd have a basketball on his tee. Mine had ours started with an I, so we had a block I.
Uh,
And my ex put my high school jacket, my high school sweater, and stuff in a storage unit, and I never knew where it was. All that stuff gone.
yeah.
You know, it, that's one. Women who just steal that your memories, try steal your memories from you. You know, that was wrong.
Well, Bill, we're gonna jump off here. Stay on here for a minute. We'll tell the room
And
goodbye.
she married the neighbor.
What's that?
And she married the next door neighbor.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I like your throne though. I hope everybody appreciated your throne.
yeah.
I didn't know you were going to show up with your throne like that. All you're all you're missing all
Crowns.
you're, all you're
I have.
missing is Doug Preston to give you a crown.
I need my title. Yes,
Yeah, your title title to your crown.
with my throne. Yeah, I do have a Canadian title
Yeah.
of UE. I can put William Gorman UE, and that's for Unity of Empire, because my family fought for the crown in the Revolution.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Part of my the other parts of my family were on the Americans. I had them on both sides. I had more on the American side than the English side. But yeah, they're still my. I have a Canadian crown, and the Canadians won't let me into Canada. Too powerful. They're afraid of me.
You're afraid of you.
Yeah.
I did watch your relatives documentary. I told you that on the phone, didn't I?
Uh, which one?
Robert.
About Robert Rogers. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did watch that documentary.
Frontier Soldier.
Yeah.
On Into the Wild Frontier. It's on Amazon and Tubi. I think it's Tubi, and a bunch of the other ones. You can find it.
I'm just typing in the chat real quick.
Into the Wild Frontier, season 3.
Yeah.
Episode 6. That was my TV debut. Well, I'd been on the news before, but not. I wasn't never. That was my first time on a actual TV show and not news.
Right. I was on TV once when I was young. There was a show here in Jeff City, Missouri, called Showtime, and I was on that show when I was a kid. I don't even remember it at all. And then years later, probably 97. No, it wasn't 97. Oh my gosh, I lost track. 96 or 97, I think. Could have been 98, but I was on a Missouri Lottery show. they
Yeah.
I was all nervous. I was nervous as heck. And they were talking to us, it's all taped. They don't do it live, it's kind of taped, and then they show it live. So they were talking to each one of us. I think there was 3 or 4 of us, and they were going over our hobbies and stuff. He goes, so Brian Gates, I see you like to fish and you like to this and you like to do that. And he goes, so fishing, what do you fish with? And I just froze up and I'm like, a worm.
Yeah.
What do you fish with? A worm.
Protein. Yeah, when I was
one of those embarrassing moments.
9, 10, 11 or so, they had the local show was, San Francisco Channel 44 was Sergeant Sacto. And my mother took us up there and brought us to Channel 44, and we sat in the studio and watched him do his show. And he mentioned that we were there and stuff, but he had like Speed Racer and Ultraman and stuff like that
Oh,
on his
wow.
show.
That's pretty cool.
It's like the host, and he played these cartoon shows
Yeah,
like the Speed Racer channel, and we
yeah.
got to go see Sergeant Sacto.
That's pretty
There's
cool.
probably with him somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good night, everybody. Stay on, Bill, for a second here. Good night, everybody. Couple of weeks, I'll be back on. I'm going to have Lee on. She's going to go over her scrapbook with us. I don't remember what the number is. I'd have to double check that. But anyway, she'll be on in a couple of weeks. And I want to have Bill. He was going to be my first guest. And don't forget, he needs his crown. He's got his throne. He just needs a crown now.
Yeah.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Thanks for